Welcome back to another TerranScapes video. Today I'm happy to announce that I finally finished the roads, the flexible roads that I've been working on. If you've been seeing any of my previous videos, I showed a little bit of some of the work in progress on that product. And it's taken me quite a while to finish them up, as I really have been kind of testing the casting process for them, because I'm using a new material for casting them. I'm casting the roads in a urethane rubber. It's RioFlex 20 from Smooth On, and RioFlex 20 is a super soft urethane rubber, and because it's a new material, I've been trying a couple different casting techniques with it to see about things like eliminating air bubbles, what's going to be the easiest way to cast it, how long does it take to cure, that sort of idea. So I'm finally at a point now where I've cast about 4 or 5 sets of these now, so I've gotten to see how that process goes through, and I feel comfortable enough moving forward from there. And I've painted up a set and flocked it and put some foliage on it to give you a sense of how they will look when they get released. So let's take a closer look at the set as a whole, and you can see some of those details a little bit more closely. So here you can see the entire set. The entire set comprises of 2 12-inch long road sections, 1 6-inch long, 1 3-way intersection that is 6 inches long, 2 45-degree turns, and a 90-degree turn. Combined, this equals, roughly about 40 inches, I should say, of road. And I am going to be selling them as a complete set. Because the unique properties of the rubber, it has a very long cure time. I can only make 1 cast per day. It takes 24 hours to demold and another 24 hours before I can even begin to really work with the rubber. I'm going to cast them all as a complete set each time, so I won't be selling individual pieces at this time. That could change in the future, but for right now, it'll be an entire set. As I mentioned before, the roads are flexible. They're designed, let's move these out of the way for a second, to be able to conform to land features. And this rubber, being so soft and pliable, really gives a really nice, hugging transition to, areas where there are, topographic features. So you'd be able to lay these pretty much over any area, down slopes or anything like that, and still get, a nice sort of traversable road on your tabletop. Let's take a little bit closer look at some of the details. So you can see an up-close look at one of the sections. The rocks are, are low profile, so that it's not going to be an impediment to travel for vehicles going across it, for instance. The color I've chosen is a little bit brighter than the color that is on the normal modular boards. This hill is a pretty good approximation of the color of the soil of the modular boards, and you can see I've gone for a slightly off color. I originally painted it to match very closely the soil of the boards, and then it didn't really look quite like it stood out enough from the boards to be able to, visually at a distance look like a road and sort of set it apart from the background. So I've opted in this case to go for a slightly different color, but using several of the colors from the regular soil colors that I use, so that it does tie in but has just a slightly different base that's just a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit with a tint more red to it, actually, as a reddish brown. I was very pleased with how the roads came out. The seams, for the most part, are very good. The masters were, well replicated with the molds, and overall, I've been very pleased with how the individual casts have been coming out. Right now, what I'm doing to finish these pieces is I'm tinting the rubber with a brown dye. So that when there may be bubbles in the surface, and there have been a few bubbles, I might try exploring vacuum degassing the molds. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible with this rubber, but I am picking up a couple small bubbles, and if you know me by now, I'm really looking for perfection. I would like it to be 100% bubble free, but that may not be possible with this material. But overall, the general texture has been replicated extremely well, and it's picked up, the few areas where I've, added a little bit of gravel to make it look a little bit rougher, and the rocks have come out really exceptionally well detailed. I really like that, and it's sort of, it's almost unnerving to see them in rubber when I'm so used to them being plaster or whatever. The rubber does give, stretch-wise somewhat. I don't expect it to get much of that handling in use, and my main concern at this point has been the flocking and making sure it adheres to it. It seems like it's holding on at this time, but should down the road it turns out that this isn't the best system and you've got a set of these in your hand, of course I always back up everything with a lifetime guarantee, and if you wanted to send them back for a touch-up with new improved techniques or materials, that's always a possibility should they excessively wear from normal use down the road. But I think they're going to hold up well, and I'm going to keep a set around that I can use to sort of test out their durability over time. Hi. So, cats? That's new. In any case, one of the things that I had been concerned about with the material was its memory, its ability to return to its original shape despite deformation, either through, being crimped on the table if it was laid down with, without being placed flat and it was stored like that for a week, or if a heavy weight was placed on it and it would create an indent, would the indent rebound over time? And so far my experiments and experiences with this rubber show that it has a very good memory for its original shape, and it should retain its flat shape when it's placed on a flat surface. But it may take an hour or two for it to sort of return to its original state if it was stored in an unusual way. But I'm going to keep an eye on that over the next coming weeks. I'm going to keep a set on hand and sort of play with it and subject it to more abuse and see how it holds up. But overall, I've been really impressed with this material, and I think people are going to find it to be a very durable, very forgiving, and very flexible material to use for your roads for your tabletop. So I encourage you to take a look at the website for photos. I'm going to see if I can put a link down below in the video for those as this goes up, and they'll be on the new release page. And I want to thank you all for joining me for another video. So keep your eye on the channel. I'll be back real soon, definitely real soon, with some more videos. So thanks for watching.